On. Why now?
Well, Angie, I mean, obviously, as you mentioned, it is an interesting move. Vietnam is cutting rates at a time when other central banks are planning to raise rates in anticipation of the U.S. federal government's tapering. And Vietnam obviously is doing this because it feels it needs to really boost economic growth and especially help domestic businesses. Right now, a big driver for Vietnam's economy is exports, and that's continuing to do really well. But when you look at domestic consumption, that still remains weak compared to previous years. You know, retail sales growth in February was 11.6%, but that, you know, while relatively healthy in other places, that was actually down from the previous month. So they're really trying to boost domestic growth and especially domestic consumption. I mean, the market seems to really like this move. The stock market opened up 1.1%, and there's a lot of chatter that this could be good for Vietnam in terms of boosting economic growth.
Yeah, and a cut would help that and help consumers stoke encouragement to buy. But what has been holding back Vietnam's economy here?
Well, the biggest problem is really Vietnam's banks and the bad debts that are at these banks. Vietnam expects GDP to grow 5.8% this year. The World Bank, interestingly, has a more conservative prediction of just 5.4%. And, you know, across the board, people are saying it's the banks and the bad debts that they're holding on to that's the problem. Vietnam does recognize this because, you know, right now, Vietnam's level of bad debt is the highest in Southeast Asia. Last year, they set up a debt asset management company that started buying up some of these bad debts, and they will continue to do so again this year. And a lot of people are hoping that, and perhaps combined with lower interest rates, really might help stimulate the economy and get it going again.